All right, so I wanted to record this as a stream rather than make a recording and put it on my OneDrive or upload it to YouTube. And even if I record the stream, YouTube will always compress it so much and mess with the video quality. But I wanted to show this new Corvette, and some of the biggest challenges that I've had with it is just because of the size of this thing. You know, it's hard to find a place to land, and because this is as long as you can make the ship from front to back. And I know I've seen larger for people on Reddit. So my question is where are you landing your ships, guys? Because putting them on a regular landing pad looks ridiculous, and it's hard to set them down anywhere. And particularly in this one, because I made it to where the bottom, it has the landing gear retracted, so it's all completely flat when it lays down on the ground. And I like that a lot, but it's caused me problems for where can I put this down. So this is in my home system. This is in and I play with mods. I have a bunch of mods installed, 76 mods actually. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my settlement. And I'm going to show you this landing pad thing that I built out here. And here at the settlement, I've always had a floating platform above the overseer's office there, because this is an aggressive sentinel planet, and I wanted to be able to go on this pad, but I created this thing across like this. And what I do now is I have another base on the other side here, and if I go to this peak right here and turn and start flying, you can see the landing pads right there in my crosshair, right in the middle of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my view here, and as I start to come in, I'm going to raise my altitude a bit because I need to be above it and then drop down on it, because this one I have a problem that when I come in straight at it, for some reason it bumps and something on the bottom, and so it sends me off center and kicks me out in another direction. So if I come in like this, you can see that light there. I come in at an angle and I kind of diving down into it and then raise my nose and start to slow down here. And oh, I hit it. See, I'm still too low. And that's the thing I need to watch out for, is coming in so low that I bump it. And that's the hardest thing, is me getting used to that. But I'm getting better at it. And so it's just a question of finding that sweet spot to come in and making sure you're getting centered as you're coming in to land. You know, that's the biggest thing. And once I get here, we'll see if I can get it to go all the way through without doing anything stupid. There I am, all the way in, and we're gonna go ahead and get out of the seat. And I'm right there, look, right there in front of that panel. And it seems like I'm dead center. Let me change my view here. And we're gonna walk to the back. And right here I've got this platform that I built that I come down on top of. And over in the distance there is the other floating platform. See, I've got these inverted barrels to give it the appearance that those are keeping those suspended, because the animation pushes the smoke down and pushes the flames down, so why not capitalize on that? And there's my blinking lights there for what I target. And you can see I'm still a good distance from it. I could have come further forward, but here's these other wings, and you can see how massive that thing is. So when I land here and I come out, I can just jump to the side and take this portal. This one here, the short-range teleport, takes me to the top of that platform there. So see, from here then, I can look back at where that ship is parked at. And if I take this one, I've got those floating platforms going across to the other base, to where when I... What's going on here? Now see, this is a glitch. And I'm glad I recorded this, because this is something that happens with exiting the Corvette. So what I'm going to do is I have a restore point from me exiting. So I'm going to reload that restore point. And that's from when I flew out of when I got out of the seat. And so that's going to put me right where I landed and got out. I'm still going to be in my starship. Okay, and then from here, see, right out of the cockpit. From here, if I go to the roof, and I'm just going to drop down this time. All right, so everything kind of starts here at my overseer's office. I've got the short-range teleport that I use when I portal here. You end up here. This takes me right to the office. This takes me to the landing pad that I would normally be at when I portal in if I have another starship. And that will end up there if I portal here. It just looks ridiculous. And this one here takes me up to the platform I was just at. This will take me across to the other one that I was at. And it's this one around the corner that wasn't working. And now it works. And that's a glitch that I've been able to recreate several times. So, hey, hello games. Something's going on where you get out of Corvettes that it kills short-range teleports that are close by or linked to the area that it's linked to. But see, there's my starship just parked there, hovering up above my settlement. All right? So on the other side of the planet, I have a water base. And that water base has the same kind of feature. And that one's kind of cool because it has a running pattern that anybody can reset. And so what I've been finding is that after I set the pattern and I go out to the base, I'm finding that the pattern has been changed because somebody has been there. So I got to get here just under the clouds. And then slow down because see that pad is right there. All right, so I'm going to come out a little bit this way, and nobody's been here yet because the pattern is set the way that I put it, which is 5 on 5 off repeating. It's 30 tiles long and 2 tiles wide on each side, so it's 60 tiles on each side, 120 tiles total. And I should have gone further back, but I'm going to try to attempt it like this. I'm going to go bonk. I'm sure I'm going to go bonk. No, let's get further away. I'm not centered. Don't want to get too far from it to where I lose sight of it. There's the base. And I did lose it. There it is. Just lose it in the stars here. Okay, so let me slow down because it's over this way a bit yet. And then turn still more right here. Right there. So now we'll start getting lined up. Starting to turn in. It's not rendering the whole thing. And this is another common thing that the floor doesn't completely present, that you can see all the switches. And but once I get out, I can create or load my restore point. And it works. Now see there, I'm just about perfectly positioned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload that restore point that I just created. So let's do that. All right, so I have just parked it here, and you can see I'm right up above those blinking lines. So if I walk further back, let's again change the view here. Now when it's done perfect, I'm right on top of this platform here. You can see I'm a little up and off to one side still. But I walk around either side, and here is my portal to take me down below. And I can walk the length of this, and you can see that those are 5 on and 5 off that continue to travel across this thing. This is just like the other one where it blinks, 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 gets us at center, and then just... And see, I got to fix that because somehow it's lighting both of those. So I've got a wire cross-connected in there. I've got to figure it out. I'll come back and fix that. But there you go, guys. We need landing pads. So please give us something to do other than this. But the whole reason I built this, guys, the whole reason I built this, of course, was because of the new water effects in the game. That I can put me under the pool. But look, right outside of my swimming pool, Woohoo! Let's see, I've got those phytoplankton at the photoplankton on top of the surface there, so when it gets messed up from even me landing and it lights up. But I love that with this effect, the waves as they propagate outward, they continue to agitate and light, illuminate the water. It's pretty cool. Great work, guys. Hello Games, you guys rock. And from here I have either the portal that the ship drops down, or over here in my base I have the short range teleport that takes me up to the platform. And from there I can either go get on the ramp and get in, or I can just fly over and jump into the starship from here. And that is that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my way back to the space station here. And park this guy. So I'll walk around the base now of it, and you can see that this whole thing just sits on the ground, kind of like a lowrider thing with all the hydraulics released to where it touches down on the ground. You can walk through here. There's no drop down landing pads. The only thing that you have is the ramp. And a real quick tour inside, that if I walk in through the ramp and straight forward, I have all my storage here at the back. I go a little bit forward and here's my sick bay. I'm retired Coast Guard, so I think a lot about the way things are on the ship. There's more storage, and then straight ahead here is the captain's cabin. So he's got his little lounge area, an area that he sits at out here. This is his TV area, and then back here is the boudoir with the spare room, or spare bed in the room, because there's always a spare bed room, spare bed in the captain's cabin on a ship. I don't know why that is. I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate. But then you come out of here, and if I go up this ladder here, this is the one that takes me closer to where the cockpit is, right up here. And you can see right outside of the cockpit, there's my mission radar. I put some other things here for decorations, and up there and over here. And these things, these really are dragged, that the further away you are from the center of the ship, the less able you are to shrink these things. So like if I wanted to place another one of those right here, I can only get there before I can't place it. If I walk further in, just over here, look, I can shrink it down even more. If I walk a little further, even more. And if I keep going to right here, I can shrink it down to its smallest size. See, so it's kind of a bummer, because this is so long that I can't do that over there, but you know, it is what it is. So this is a midships. Anything over that way is port. Anything this way is starboard. This is the lower deck that we just walked through. This is the upper deck of the main passage. That's my farm that we just walked past, and you can see that not only do I have two of each plant in here, but I have a boatload of nip, and I shrunk down the large hydroponic thing. And so I have a bunch of those there. Now, like I said, anything this way is port, anything over there is starboard. So this will be the even numbers. Here, first thing I've got is well, I should show you. Right here on the back of midships is a lounge area. No TV or nothing, but this is where you can come and chill. Maybe have a group meeting or something. Over to port. Right here is my first berthing. This would be like for a junior officer. He's got his cooking area directly across his sleeping area and a little area to eat. You walk out of here, your first storage is 0, 2, 4, and 6. Over there is 8, because back here is the TV lounge. So you can sit here and watch some TV. Back over this way, if I continue on, that's my storage container 8, and there's 2 refiners. Here's another that was a junior officer. This would be a senior officer, but he has a separate cooking area from his sleeping area and a little area to dine. And then over here is a mirror image of that same room. So you have 2 bunkies. And then if you go down below here, this is where the non-rates, or the lower class folk, 4 people to a room, 2 tops for tables, 2 meal prep areas so those 4 guys can eat. I'm still building this out. This used to have one of those landing pods, but I kept having problems with them, so I took them out. And we'll see if they stabilize those things. Maybe they'll make an appearance back, but I'll figure that out. If I go back over across to the starboard side now, right here is another berthing area. Right here is my storage, but 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 over there, with the refiners over there. And back here is another TV lounge, and downstairs is the other room for all the bunkies, the 4 guys in the room, with the 2 areas over here. Now, what I didn't show, this was going to be, you know, when I was in the Coast Guard, I used to work in the Bering Sea on a ship. For the first 3 years I was in, I worked the Bering Sea on a 378, the Cutter Rush, and we would do boardings there, and you had the boat ready room where you'd go and you'd get your foul weather on, your bunny boots, your Mustang suit, whatever you needed to make the trip over in a small boat to go do a boarding. This was what I would do. This was the boat ready room, and here would be that landing pad that you drop down. But I kept having problems with those things because I had one on each wing and one in the center, and I gave up because they'd either all stop working or only one would work, and I just stopped dealing with it. But what I wanted to show is here on both sides. I didn't get to show on the other side. This is where, under that area, this TV lounge is a little different in that you can't walk around here, but you can through here. And all of these rooms are made to walk around, even in the upper staterooms or here, where you can walk in. If you want to sit here, you can sit, and you can walk into each of these areas. I built it that way. And from here you turn and you go back to your passage and back out through the back of the ship, and that's it. So I'll end this video here, but the landing pad was the main part. This was just to kind of do a walk around of the ship on the ground, because I haven't seen another one like this posted in Reddit. You can see the windows there up front, windows up front for the 2 there, a window here for each of these between the wing, and then 3 windows across the back there, and then windows back here in the back in the TV lounges. Really happy with this build. So thanks for watching, guys. That's that.